Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Rasa Vihare, Radha Rasa Vihare Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Om Gyan Virandasya, Gyananjana Shalakaya, Chakshurunmilitam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam, Sthapitam Yena Bhutale, Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham, Dadadi Swapadantikam, Pandeham Shri Guru, Shri Uda Padakamalam, Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya, Shri Rupam Sagrajatam, Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam, Sadvaitam Savadhutam, Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam, Shri Radha Krishna Padan, Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsya, Namam Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Preshaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine, Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharinim Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschyatta Deshatarinim Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Niti Namine Srivarshavanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojjala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarinem Rupanuga Viruddhapa Siddhanta Dvantaharinim Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagyamurtaye Vipralambara Sambode Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumestvam Nirdesha Sajjana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannatayate Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishay Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarubasvarubhagam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktigam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Surator Bangur Mamanda Mater Gati Mat Sarvaswabadam Bojo Radha Madana Mohano Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadramadaha Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanastau Srimad Radha Shaila Govinda Devo Prashtralevi Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasarasarambi Vamshivata Tadastita Karsham Veno Sunir Gopir Gopinada Shriyestunaha Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Parikshit Maharaj, he is contemplating, reflecting on himself, and he is repenting for what all he has done. And he thought, Arey, what all I did to this Brahmana, I should not have done this thing. So it's a great misfortune that great sinful reactions are going to come, let it come. At that time, what happened? There was one messenger sent by that Brahmana, Shamik Rishi, who came and told Parikshit Maharaj that Shamika's son, that is Shringi, he gave a curse that within the 7 days is going to come, Dakshaka is going to come and kill you. Now, he also sent a message how that Brahmana, Shamik Rishi, is feeling so bad. Then Parikshit Maharaj, he wanted to go and beg forgiveness, but he thought our Rishi will be very embarrassed. So anyhow, this is the will of the Lord. The will of the Lord is that he wants me to come back to him soon, and the will of the Lord was that he wants to give Bhagavatam to all of us. So Parikshit Maharaj took a vow that he is going to fast till death. Prayopavishta Gangayam Upavishat Prayam Amantriya Nadyam Amartya Nadyam means Ganga Nadi. He went there, it is Sukratal, where Krishnangrenu, the Ganga is flowing from taking the Krishnangrenu, which purifies the entire world. that is flowing. And he took a decision that I am going to sit on the bank of Ganga, Prayopavesham Prati Vishnu Padyam. So I am going to sit on the bank of river Ganga without eating, and was very peaceful, free of all material attachment. He concentrated on Krishna. So when he was on the bank of the river, at the time all the rishis came. They had with their Divya Drishti, Atri, Vasishta, Chavana, Sardavan, all the rishis, they came there. They were Brahma rishis, they were Deva rishis, they were Radha rishis. They all came, and they were made to sit comfortably there. And inquired, and king, he started, Rajo Vacha, Raja, king starts inquiring from them about his condition. So we'll start from the 13th verse onwards. So the king expresses his humility by speaking this verse, 13th verse. Aho vayam danyatama nripanam mahattamano grahaniya shila rajñam kulam brahmana pada sauchat durat shishtam vadagrahya karma. Aho, aho, how unfortunate we are. That is, vayam dhanyatama. I am born in such a low class family, but still see my fortune. Dhanyatama. I am not only just dhanya, not only dhanyatara, I am dhanyatama. Most fortunate. Because Nipanam, among all the kings, I am the most fortunate because Mahattamanugrahaniya Shilaha Anugraha. Because of their great compassion, Anugraha of Mahaniya, great sages, that you all have come to see me. You have come to give darshan. We are actually lowest class. Kshatradhama, Kshatradhama, Kshatrabandavaha. But still you see, Rajñam Kulam Brahmana Pada Sauchat. The Brahmana Kula, Pada Sauchat, the family of the kings generally cast off. The Brahmanas say, they keep us away. Actually, it is said that you have to keep the foot washing place, and you have to keep the utensils which are unused food utensils, not clean utensils. Bathroom should be out of the house, isn't it? But now all are inside the house only. But the Brahmanas, for the Kshatriyas, they are not even allowed to those places also. They should stand outside the house only. That kind of thing. But you have come from all the distance. And though we are so impure, Dura Drishtam Vatagrahya Karma. We are supposed to be away from even such Brahmanas' houses. And for such a person, you personally are king. That is my great fortune, that all the kings were kept away from you, because they are not qualified to enter even your house. But just see, I am now fasting here till death, and you all have come to this place. So it is my great fortune. So read the purport.
According to religious principles, one must leave stool, urine, wash water, etc. at a long distance. Attached bathroom urinals, etc. may be very convenient amenities of modern civilization, but they are ordered to be situated at a distance from residential quarters. That
I'll tell you my experience. When I came to Mumbai first time, it was experience of big city. So then it was morning, the train came, and they brought me another train, and then I went to somebody's house, my distant relative's house. That was my interview with for the college, this thing. Because I think it was 1990, 90, I suppose. 90. So at the time, first time I saw a flat, one by both. I thought, where are we going? It was very, generally you go into a house, or you may go into a house ground plus one, but flat is like go like this. Went there and then I was feeling so uncomfortable. And then I took bath. They showed the bathroom, it was very small. I took bath and sat. So then I sat down on the table, and there was the kitchen there, and just exactly opposite the kitchen was the toilet. So I just came to the toilet and then just sat down, wear my clothes and sat down. And from the kitchen, they brought a plate full of breakfast for me. I was thinking, how can I eat this? Samne toilet. I still remember that day. Strange situation, isn't it? And they are normal. It's quite normal for them. Okay, just in front of the kitchen there's a toilet, and you bring that plate here. Okay. It's crazy, isn't it? So reluctantly I ate on that day, because when you live in a particular condition, though it is asuchi, but still you become accustomed to it. That is called conditioning. And you think this is fine. Fine. What problem is mein? That is why when you talk about madi, achar, and muchi and this kind of things, so people think you are a fanatic. It's quite normal. But when you live in an abnormal circumstance and get adjusted to that, that abnormal becomes normal for you. So it's actually abnormal. Many things are very abnormal. But because you've been conditioned to it, you think it's normal. What is wrong in it? What is wrong in it? So it's like that. Read.
That very example is cited here in relation to the kingly order of those who are progressively marching back home, back to Godhead. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that to be in intimate touch with dollars and saints men, or the kingly order, is worse than suicide for one who desires to go back to Godhead. In other words, the transcendentalists do not generally associate with men who are too enamored with the external beauty of God's creation. By advanced knowledge in spiritual realization, the transcendentalist knows that this beautiful material world is nothing but a shadowy reflection of the reality, the kingdom of God. They are not therefore very much captivated by royal opulence or anything like that. But in the case of Maharaj Parikshit, the situation was different. Apparently, the king was condemned to death by an inexperienced Brahmin boy, but factually he was called by the Lord to return to him. Other transcendentalists, the great sages and mystics who assembled together because of Maharaj Parikshit's fasting unto death, were quite anxious to see him, for he was going back to Godhead. Maharaj Parikshit also could understand that the great sages who assembled there were all kind to his forefathers, the Pandavas, because of their devotional service to the Lord. He therefore felt grateful to the sages for being present there at the last stage of his life, and he felt that it was all due to the greatness of his late forefathers or grandfathers. He felt proud, therefore, that he happened to be the descendant of such a great devotees. Such a pride in being related to the devotees of the Lord is certainly not equal to the puff-up sense of vanity for material prosperity. The first is reality, whereas the other is false and vain.
Yes. So I was very proud, but this pride is not dangerous, because his pride is his connection with his ancestors. Tasyaiva megrasya paravasesho yasa pitachittasya griheshu abikshanam nirvedamulo dvijashaparupo yatra prasakto bhayama sudatte. Tasyaiva me ghasya paravaresho vyasakta griheshu abhikshanam. Now, aghasya, I have done a sin. What is that sin which I have done? By disrespecting a Brahmana. And by which I got a reaction. What is that reaction? Being cursed. Now, because I was cursed, I could give up my attachment. Vyasakta chittasya griheshu abhikshanam. I am constantly attached to griheshu, my house. And now, because of the Brahmana's curse, that came in the form of a disguise. The Lord came in the form of a Brahmana's curse. I am not saying this Brahmana's curse as a curse. I am seeing that Krishna himself has come. Nirvedamulo dvijashapa rupo. Dvijashapa rupo. Dvijashapa means the curse of a Brahmana. So, the Lord has come in the form of a Brahmana's curse for Nirvedamulo, so that I can become detached. Because of which it just caused detachment. Nirveda, it caused detachment for me. Yatra prasakto. So this detachment has caused what? Attachment to what? Yatra prasakto, I became attached to all of you and attached to the Supreme Lord. And this has caused what? Abhayam asudatte. Because such attachment leads to fearlessness, gives fearlessness. So he is remembering all the series of events. I don't see the Brahmana's curse as a curse, because it is Krishna coming in the form of a curse, by which I, who was very much attached, abhikshanam griheshu vyasaktaha, what has become? Nirveda. I became, Nirveda means detached. How could I become detached? Because of the Shapa who has come in. And that created what? Attachment to all of you and the Supreme Lord. And which gives me nirbhaya. Now there is no bhaya, no fear. So this is how he thinks. So read the purport.
We will get attachment to all of you and Supreme Lord. In the shloka from which are
words, you can see the word, no? Nirveda mulo dijashaparupo yatra prasakto. Prasaktaha. The word prasakta refers to that. Here, one who is affected, prasakta, bhayam, affected is a word, English word, but if you see, yatra, where, prasakta is prakrishta rupe nasakta. I got affected, I got attached. Attached to whom? Attached to the Supreme Lord or the devotee of the Supreme Lord. It can revert to both, because you all come here. And that attachment, what has happened? Gives fearless. So it can be used as a pun. So there is something called kakakshi nyaya in scriptures. So certain words, prasakta. So it acts in two ways. It's like a pun. It can, where an attached person also gets fearlessness. Other one is by getting attached to the Lord, which gives fearlessness. So kakakshi. Kaka means crow. Crow has only one eye. One eye. Looks like this, like this also. So this word looks this way also and that way also. That can be understood like that. Okay? Anyhow, good. So read the purport.
Maharaj Parikshit, although born in a family of great devotees, The Pandavas and all those securely trained in transcendental attachment for the association of the Lord still found the allurement of mundane family life so strong that he had to be detached by a plan of the Lord. Such direct action is taken by the Lord in the case of a special devotee. Maharaj Parikshit could understand this by the presence of the topmost transcendentalists in the universe. The Lord resides with his devotees, and therefore the presence of the great saints indicated the presence of the Lord. The king therefore welcomed the presence of the great rishis as a mark of favor of the Supreme Lord.
Yeah. Next. तमोपयातं प्रतियन्तु विप्रा गंगा च देवी दृढचेत्तमीशे द्विजोपस्पृष्टा कुहकास्तक्षको वा दस्त्वलं गायत विष्णुगाथा. Now, tam mopayatam pratiyantu vipra. Pratiyantu, all the vipras, all the brahmanas, and Ganga, both of them should accept me as a surrendered person. Upayantam, that I am now surrender to them. Tammopayantam pratiyantu viprat. I had come here to take shelter of them, Brahmanas and Ganga. Ganga cha Devi. Devi refers to Ganga, who is connected to Krishna, direct representative of Lord. Ganga cha Devi. Dridachittameshe. What is the meaning of Dridachittameshe? I have dedicated myself, my heart, chitta, to the Lord. Dridachittameshe. And Vijoba Srishtaha Kuhakaha Takshako Va. Now, let that Takshaka come. The snake, released by whom? The Brahmana. Dastvalam Gayata Vishnu Gata. What may happen? Let it come and Dastva. Let it come and bite me. I'm not bothered about it. Don't come and say, oh Parikshit, we are very fat because you're going to die. No, don't talk of all these things now. Let anything happen to me, I'm not bothered about it. Don't try to console me now. What do? Talk about Krishna. You just talk about Krishna. Gayata Vishnu Gata. Alam Gayata Vishnu Gata. Just go on talking about Vishnu, the Supreme Lord, nothing else. Don't worry that I am worried about the curse. In the 10th canto, he tells Sukadeva Goswami that Parikshit Maharaj tells Sukadeva Goswami that don't worry that I am got fatigue because of lack of drinking water and food. Don't worry about that. I am drinking Krishna Katha from you. So continue. Here he says, don't worry that I am going to be bitten by a snake. No, don't worry about it. Just let it come and do. I'm here, come here to sit and hear. Yes.
So I just wanted to understand clearly about Parikshit Maharaj. So it is not that Parikshit is like tolerating the curse. So he is actually thinking that I deserve this much, and he is very like humbly, fully ready to accept what is as a suitable recipient of that curse. It's like that, Naproji. He is not even tolerating what is happening. Like,
good
okay,
point.
Actually, it's not.
One who says I am tolerating, Prabhu, is not tolerating. One who is neglecting actually is the person who tolerates. If you tolerate, you're not tolerating. If you neglect, you're tolerating. So the best way to tolerate is to neglect. Don't worry, let it come and bite, no problem. That is why Parikshit Maharaj's example is given for the first Lakshana of Bhava Bhakti, that is Kshanti. This is one of the verses which is going to come here, that is quoted in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu for a person who has achieved the Bhava Bhakti. Bhava Bhakti has got 9 symptoms. Kshantiravyaktha Kalaktam, Natimanita, and all these things are there. Nine symptoms of Bhava Bhakti. In that first one is Shanti. The Shanti means tolerance. So here Parikshit Maharaj's tolerance, the word tolerance is not the way which is understood by ordinarily, which is ordinarily understood. So I'm tolerating, how long, I don't know how much I'm going to tolerate. That means you're not tolerating. Like a mother tolerates a child's mischief. It is not that she's tolerating. It is by default happens. She would never say, I'm tolerating you like anything. Sometimes she may say out of frustration. But it's not that she's tolerating. The word tolerating means you neglect. That is the main thing. You neglect it. I think the insects are very much attached to these flowers. Okay, got it?
This Parikshit Maharaj situation is like sort of, he understood also that, and he was, we read in the previous purports that he didn't thought of trying to go back and do something to the Brahmana now, feeling that he will not feel good. And it's not it's like an irreversible thing. He accepted it.
Yeah.
Rather than wasting, it's a boon of Krishna like that. What if, like, when we are in a situation now and we understand that it's not a sort of an irreversible thing, it's a kind of, I can do something about it from my side also. And here now Parikshit said that don't tell me about anything else, just tell me about Vishnu now. How can I do this and that?
Yeah.
But when we are stuck in some situation which we know that,
Just waiting till the time you get into the situation of Parikshit Maharaj, that's all. Till then, retrospect. Okay, now if I take this action, it is reversible. So you go on getting these actions and reactions, reversible, irreversible, till you come to the point of irreversible. Fine. And it's going to come. Isn't it? It's going to come. When it's going to come, you don't know. One thing is irreversible, that is death. Whether it comes in the form of snake, or it comes in the form of cancer, or it comes in the form of something else, we don't know. Isn't it? So you realize it today or tomorrow, it's up to you. Time is there. There's no hurry, isn't it? No hurry. But though one who feels illusion on the material platform, that's your ignorance. How long you want to be ignorant? How much you have a desire to be in ignorance? How much you have a desire to be in ignorance? That opportunity is there. It will go on. At the same time, I'll try to see this world and reverse the nature of this world, which is padam padam vipadam. And you try to do that. Ultimately, one day you'll understand. You have to come to this position of Parikshit Maharaj. The only solution to all the problems in this world is Krishna Katha. That is why Srila Prabhupada, he says, there's one book, na? Spiritual, material problems, spiritual solutions. What is it? This is one chapter, na? It's a chapter point of view. Ye sansare bodhustare pahi murare kripaya bare pahi murare. Isn't it? Go on, repeat it. Trying to do that. Got it? Relief is there. Some relief can be there. That's called karma kanda, that is called Ayurveda, that is what Vastu, Jyotisha, counseling, Samaj, all these things are there. That's only a relief so that you can keep your mind in Krishna Katha. But that is not a solution because they are all material. Not a solution because they are all material. How can material problems have material solutions? Material problems have material solutions. Yeah.
Both cases, when he saw the Kali, then he was ready to punish. And now something wrong happened to him. So then it appears that when something happens to his service, then he is taking action.
As a responsibility.
As a responsibility.
Yeah,
And
as a
then
responsibility, he does it. It is his responsibility. That is what he says to the cow and the bull. When the bull told, no, I am suffering because of the will of the Lord, then Parikshit Maharaj says, I am taking action on Kali, not because you have complained, not because you are crying, because it is my duty. That point came. It is not because of you who are crying, I'm trying to kill this Kali, give punishment. It is my duty. It is my dharma to do that. So my dharma is to protect you. So you may both be very good, but my dharma is to protect you. Isn't it? Yeah. Punascha bhuyat bhagavatyanante tate prasangascha tadashrayeshu mahatsuyamyam upayame srishtim maitri susarvata mano vijebhya. What is the desire? Wonderful verse. My only desire, I don't know whether I'm going to go back home, back to Godhead or not. But I have a desire that if I take birth again, punascha bhuyat bhagavatyanante rati prasangat ashrayeshu mahatsu yam upayami srishtim. Yam means whenever and wherever I take birth, yada yam yad. Upayami srishtim, when I come back to this world, now I have one desire. Bhagavat yanante ratihi. I should have rati. For whom? Bhagavan. Prasangascha tad ashrayesu. Where this rati develops only when I am in association of devotees. So I want number 2, that is ashraya, or this, I want to be in the shelter. I want to be sheltered in the association of devotees. Number 2. Number 3, that is Maitri astu sarvatra. Maitri astu. I should have friendship with all the living entities. I have done a great mistake by offending that Brahmana. So, especially Namo Dvijebhyaha, I should not commit any offense towards Brahmanas. So 4 desires he expresses. I have to have respect for the Brahmanas. So, in this way he expresses 4 desires in this particular verse. So read the purport.
that a devotee of the Lord is the only perfect living being is explained herein by Maharaj Parikshit. A devotee of the Lord is no one's enemy, although there may be many enemies of a devotee. A devotee of the Lord does not like to associate with non-devotees, although he has no enmity with them. He desires association with the devotees of the Lord. This is perfectly natural because birds of the same feather mix together. And the most important function of a devotee is to have a complete attachment for Lord Sri Krishna, the Father of all living beings. As a good son of the Father behaves in a friendly way with all his other brothers, so also the devotee of the Lord, being a good son of Supreme Father, Lord Krishna, sees all other living beings in relationship with the Supreme Father. He tries to bring back the upstart sons of the Father to saner stage and to get them to accept the supreme fatherhood of God. Maharaj Parikshit was certainly going back to Godhead, but even if he were not to go back, he prayed for a pattern of life which is the most perfect way in the material world. A pure devotee does not desire the company of personality as great as Brahma, but he prefers the association of a petty living beings, provided he is a devotee of the Lord.
So Kita Janmahu Makta Grihe Jani. Even though I am born as a Kita, worm, insect. So let me be born in the insect as an insect in the house of a devotee, not in the, even though Chaturmukha Brahma, Bahirmukha, if he is Bahirmukha, what is the use of having the post of this? Next. Ite smarajadyavasya yukta prachinameshu kurushu dhira udanmuko dakshina kaula aste samudrapyan swasuta bharaha nyasta bharaha swasuta nyasta bharaha. So in this way, with this desire, Parikshit Maharaj, what did he do? Iti sma raja adhyavasaya yukta. He was so determined about it. Yuktaha. Prachina muleshu kusheshu dhira. He was so sense controlled. He had this kusa grass, which was directing towards Pracha. Prachi means eastern direction. And he was facing towards the north. Udanmukha. Udanmukha means facing north. That is how you are generally sitting. And Dakshina Kula Aste Samudra Patnya. Who is Samudra Patnya? Ganga. So Ganga was on to his right side, that is Dakshina. Dakshina means right side. When you are looking at east, that is east, this is south. That is why it's called Dakshine. Like we sing in the Gaurarti. Kiva Dakshine Nitai. Dakshina Nidaya means is on the right side. The Dakshina Bhag, right side. And Vamamukha, this is the left. In this side, this is how both are the things, Dakshina. Then Udanmukho Dakshina Kula Aste, then he was sitting on the bank of the river, Samudra Patnya, Swasuta Nyastya Bharaha. Nyasta bhara, the burden of administration, he gave it to whom? Gave it to his son, Sasuta. Evam chatasmin naradeva deve prayo pavishte divideva sangha sasya bhumo vikiran prasune mudamu So when all the kings, they were there, evam chataspin naradeva deve, who is Naradeva deve, prayopavishteti divideva sangha. Then divideva sangha, all the demigods, they saw Parikshit Maharaj, he is sitting on the bank of river Ganga, and he is now ready to give up his life, and he is now going to fast till death. Then what did they do? Prashasya bhumo vikiran prasunair. On the earth they started pouring prasunair, means flowers. Muda muhur dundubhya chaneduhu. They started playing dundubi. Neduhu. Neduhu means they are beating the drums, dundubi drums, celestial drums. So even the demigods, they were so happy and pleased that such a great devotee is there. Sorry, the purport.
Even up to the time of Maharaj Parikshit, there were interplanetary communications, and the news of Maharaj Parikshit's fasting unto death to attain salvation reached the higher planets in the sky, where the intelligent demigods live. The demigods are more luxurious than human beings, but all of them are obedient to the orders of the Supreme Lord. There is no one in the heavenly planets who is an atheist or non-believer. Thus, any devotee of the Lord on the surface of the earth is always praised by them. And the case of Maharaj Parikshit, they were greatly delighted and thus gave tokens of honor by scattering flowers over the earth and by beating celestial drums. A demigod takes pleasure in seeing someone go back to Godhead. He is always pleased with a devotee of the Lord, so much so that by his Daivic powers he may help the devotees in all respects. And by the actions the Lord is pleased with them. There is an invisible chain of complete cooperation between the Lord, the demigods, and the devotee of the Lord on earth.
ठीक. Next. महर्षयो वै समुपागता ये प्रशस्य सात्वेति अनुमोदमाना ऊचो प्रजाङ्गुग्रशीलसारा यदुत्तमश्लोकगुणाभिरूपम् महर्षयो वै समुपागता ये. All the great sages are samupagata, they have all assembled there, gathered there. They had a great power. Prashasya sadviti anumodanaha uchuhu prajanugraha shilasara. Praja anugraha shilasara. How were these sages? They were Praja Anugraha. They had the power to give mercy to Praja, all the citizens. And Shilasara, who were they? They were also Shila. Shila means they were very having great qualities. Shila means quality, good qualities they were. Shilasara, Rasasya Sadviti, what they said? Sadhu, 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 sadhuiti, sadhuiti. They told, wonderful, wonderful, my dear king. And then they spoke to the king like this. Uttama shloka guna avirupam. Uttama shloka guna avirupam. Just see, Parikshit Maharaj will describe how one who is having the same qualities of Krishna. Uttama shloka guna, the qualities of Krishna. Abhirupam is a manifestation. Parikshit Maharaj manifested the qualities of Krishna. And to praising him, they say, oh, wonderful, wonderful decision, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. When something wonderful is done or spoken, all the sages, all the devotees say, sadhu, sadhu. They all told, prashashya sadviti anumodanaha, anumodan. They give, anumodana means what? What do you say, anumodan? Okay, approve. Prabhupada talks, approved. Okay, wonderful. They said, by saying sadhu, they approved it. Okay. Okay. Read the purport.
The natural beauty of a living being is enhanced by rising up to the platform of devotional service. Maharaj Parikshit was absorbed in attachment for Lord Krishna. Seeing this, the great sages assembled were very pleased, and they expressed their approval by saying, very good. Such sages are naturally inclined to do good to the common man, and when they see a personality like Maharaj Parikshit advance in devotional service, their pleasure knows no bounds, and they offer all blessing in their power. The devotional service of the Lord is so auspicious that all demigods and sages up to the Lord himself become pleased with the devotee, and therefore the devotee finds everything auspicious. All inauspicious matters are removed from the path of progressive devotees. Meeting all the great sages at the time of death was certainly auspicious for Maharaj Parikshit, and thus he was blessed by the so-called curse of a Brahmana's boy.
Okay? Yeah.
So Of course, these are all exception cases, right? Like Indra not being very happy with Prithu Maharaj and wants to create so many obstacles.
Ah.
So, like, how to understand this statement that demigods, and in fact, we hear also that Durga, because she is the jailer, she will create so many troubles to check thoroughly whether a person, and that's the we
Yeah,
read
when
in the,
demigod see is doing tapasya, then they become very upset. When they see he's going back to God, then there's no problem. He's not interested in our post, isn't it? He's going to tapasya, he's become very powerful. And Parikshit Maharaj, he's given up his kingdom, so he's not interested in, and so others, they're very much, isn't it? Very happy. Demigods are devotees, and demigod like devotees are very difficult to understand. Very difficult to understand. All of a sudden, they're very, very nice devotees. All of a sudden, they become, oh, hey, what is happening? Hey, yeah, what? The conditioned consciousness overpowers their viveka. And then they get confused. It's all because of this insecurity. A person reacts because of insecurity. So don't be a cause of other person's insecurity. Yes. Don't be a cause of others' insecurity. First, let them be secure. Then they'll be happy. Everybody wants security. But when you are taking shelter of Krishna, that is ultimate security. But though somebody who is on the path of devotion, he has not realized Krishna so much, he tries to hang on to some other things for security, the position, some money, some men, followers, like that.
Guruji,
Yeah.
this 19th purport, the line comes, all inauspicious matters are removed from the path of a progressive devotee.
Yeah.
So, can you explain little, Guruji?
Yes, all the inauspicious matters are removed from the path of progressive devotee. Progressive devotee means what? One who wants to progress. That's all, simple. You have a desire to progress, then Krishna arranges everything. The problem is not in anything, the problem is in our heart only. The problem is our desire. If you have pure desire to progress in Krishna consciousness, all arrangements will be done, because a progressive devotee surrenders to Krishna. When you surrender to Krishna, you do Mangalacharan. In Mangalacharan, what is there? Vigna Nash. All the Vignas are. Now here it doesn't say Vignas don't come. They come, but they are destroyed. They are destroyed. Those Vignas actually become the stumbling block for a devotee who is not sincere. The same thing becomes the stepping stone. While you're walking on the road, you have a big stone. You can, if you have closed your eyes, you hit your stone and fall down. You open your eyes, then what you can do, you can put your foot on the stone, and then same stone. It can be a stumbling block. Same stone can be a stepping stone. So it all depends on how you are seeing it. So all inauspicious matters are removed from the path of a progressive devotee. That is one of the natures of devotion. But yes. Obstacles, if he is getting stuck with the obstacles, is not progressive. And obstacles are not outside, it's in the heart. Take this statement as truth. No obstacle is so powerful that you cannot overcome it, provided you have taken shelter of Krishna. Rather, every obstacle which comes is only to make you more stronger and more surrendered. Simple. No obstacle. If that is so strong, your anarthas are so strong, then why do devotion at all? In front of Krishna, Krishna Suri Sama, Maya Andakar. And devotee told me, Prabhuji, you are saying so many things, but I am not very advanced, what to do? And I told, whether you are advanced or not, that is not the question which I am asking. Whether you want to advance or not, that is the answer I want. The problem is not that you are not advanced. The problem is that you don't want to advance. And there's a desire to advance, you will desire. If you don't have desire, then nobody can do anything. Even God cannot do anything to you. So it's all based on desire. There's one word, that's all desire, Ichha. Because of Ichha, you come to this world and suffer. Because of Ichha, you go back to spiritual world, simple. So what you're supposed to make is your strong desire. If you have strong desire, even though things don't happen, you will progress. Like you have a strong desire, just take material examples. There's a big, in mountains you have big stone. Somebody had desire that I want to push this big rock down the mountain. He's pushing. It did not even move an inch, centimeter also. It was a futile work, nothing happened. But by doing so, he developed muscles. He became strong. Isn't it? He became strong in the same way. You may find, in spite of all these things, I did so much, nothing is happening. But one thing is happening, you become strong. You become strong. That's fact. Okay. Yes.
Prabhuji, regarding the point that you are mentioning, don't act in a way that somebody becomes insecure. So, like among devotee community also, or in specific temples and all, you'll find that betterment is more or less equal to change. Like if you want to improve things, then change is an inevitable thing.
Yes.
But you'll come across a situation where the existing person doesn't accept the change.
That's the job of management. That is the job of management. So the management has to take care of the person. For example, you have a devotee who is managing a department in a typical Desi style, and it is not producing results, rather losses are happening. And then here comes an young brahmachari from IIT, and he feels threatened. So then who brought that brahmachari here? It is his responsibility to make sure, don't worry beta. And the responsible brahmachari also respect that. It's a social interest. It's called management. That's his work, manager's work. That makes sure that they feel secured. But at the same time, we should know that security, ultimate security, is only in when you take shelter of Krishna. So here in ISKCON, the manager has to play a dual role here. One is to preach him that ultimate shelter is Krishna. At the same time, try to explain to him, okay, this is what we can do to make you feel secure. So both things have to be taken care. So it's very complicated. It's not easy. Managing this organization is not an easy job. Other companies you can manage nicely because you can hire and fire. But how can you fire here? There is no question of firing. Because you are teaching Mamaiva Amsho Jivaloke and all, and you say, how do you fire? There is no question of firing. It's very complicated. It's not easy. It's more complicated than running the entire universe. Brahma's work is also easy. To run a temple. So that is why don't run a temple. You run away from the temple. It will run. That's what I do. Sometimes when the people introduce me, out of busy schedule, Kamalochan Prabhu has come to teach us Bhakti Vaibhav. He's a temple president of Mira Road. It's a big temple. He's a very busy person. I ran and came, so it can run. If I run, then I have to run away. So it's like that. It's a complicated job. Very complicated. You got the point, right? It's very complicated. Because you have a devotee who knows that I have to take shelter of Krishna and is endeavoring. At the same time, he has his conditioning, isn't it? There is a constant struggle which is happening between his conditioning and his Krishna consciousness. So now you have to make sure this happens. So when that is why the expert is a man. That is why very slow here in a spiritual organization like ISKCON, things are very slow. That is the reason for it. Otherwise, in private company, okay, they can just send one message. I heard when they fire people by when they open their laptops. They come to know that the password is not working. Huh? That means password is not working, gone. Work from home. So, and when they go to the company, they cannot enter the door also. So the card also doesn't work. Isn't it something like that? What one boy was telling, bro, this is the situation now. And they get an email, that's all. Just one email. Don't worry about your next 3 months' salary will be deposited in your account. That's all. And that email also says no reply. Now, better join ISKCON. At least you have somebody to talk to. There, no reply, gone, over. Huh? So it's very complicated here. It's not easy. What to speak of temple? You want to run a small department. Five devotees, you manage them and show. Just 5 devotees. Very, very complicated. See, whether small temple, big temple, all temple, temple is temple only, isn't it? It's a small preaching center also. What to speak of is one small Namata program. So many complications, isn't it? One small Namata program. 5 families come, they fight like that. There's Haribol. The Guru Maharaj has come and they all fall at the feet and all these things happen. You say, what happened to these people? They are fighting like anything. So it's crazy, actually, isn't it?
Especially it becomes challenging because, of course, one is the devotee who is feeling insecure is one thing. Secondly, because the young people who are preached and they come in the temple, they also find lack of space and then lack of engagement.
That's why it's the only solution is Krishna consciousness. Is to preach Krishna consciousness and ask them to preach Krishna consciousness. You preach to them Krishna consciousness. That is why you have Bhakti Vaibhav. I have seen these Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Shastris have helped innumerable devotees. Actually, the whole purpose of the temple is this: sit and study, and then teach. So when you teach them, you are teaching them Krishna consciousness, and they become inspired to preach Krishna consciousness. So all the problem comes because you are not interested in learning and teaching Krishna consciousness. I have seen this is the only area where there is no problem. You learn and then teach. No problem at all, isn't it? Every area, you name a department, you name an area, there is a problem. But this only area, there is no problem because this is the only thing which can solve other problems, solve the problems of everyone. So, space. What space? One devotee told me, Prabhuji, we feel very suffocated. We don't have a space for us to act. Then I was telling you, I'm sitting in your office, you have a space. Then don't Prabhuji, we require a space for ourselves, isn't it? I told, you are spaced out, that is the problem. So many places are there. Yeah, what is the population of Mumbai? 2 crores. 2 crores. And how many devotees come to this temple? You are so happy. Probably we had 2 lakh people for Janmashtami, 5 lakh people for Janmashtami. You can be very happy about it. But see the other side, how many are there? 2 crores. What is the percentage? How much congregation you have? Probably we had 700 people. Like we are so happy about it. Isn't it? I went to the West when I was in Sweden. They're like, okay, Prabhu, you feel like you can give class like that. That is what they talk. You feel like you can give class. I don't know, okay, no problem. Then I understood what is there. It is not that they are so depressed because of so many reasons. Then I told, then I met one devotee who was Andhra Telugu guy. Telugu devotee was coming. He was well-wisher, he chants few rounds also. I told, do you have any Telugu Samaj here? I told, yes, Telugu association there. I told, why don't you tell that we'll have a Telugu program for them for 2 days? He told, why not? So he sent a message, and immediately, within 2 hours, 30 people agreed to come to temple. Then I told the president that we require a place to have a Telugu program. So who will come weekday? Nobody will come. And I told, okay, can you give a place? Oh, why not? You can take the place. Then your temple is empty. But who will cook? I told that, don't worry. The devotee is there who is coming to temple. He'll take care of. If he takes, I have no problem. Haribol. He went. Then he came and did the kirtan. Next day, he told me, yesterday was a fantastic program. The biggest outreach we ever had. 30 people came. We're so happy. Today I'll come and help in cooking. So, just see, I went as a guest. Then there was a very cold response. But that is where your expertise is, to see how to encourage them to preach Krishna consciousness, make them expand their vision that this is not the thing. You have a bigger world, isn't it? Preach. Our whole purpose is to preach, not to leech on. So you decide you want to be a leecher or a preacher. Big world is very big. World is not how many? So many people waiting for Krishna consciousness. So many schools are waiting for Krishna consciousness, isn't it? The problem is with ours. It's in the heart. The problem is not in the world. The problem is in our heart. Okay.
In a similar, in the similar line, in any temple, how much should a manager of the temple, or should they endeavor for making like things more like perfect? Because there's always a tension between, as you mentioned yesterday, the finer sentiments and making things managerially perfect. So is it better to leave at some level management and let things happen? I mean, after certain endeavor, to let...
It all depends on the nature. There are some people who want perfection, isn't it? So he should have the freedom to do that. They should have the freedom to do that. It is their nature. Those who are having an artistic mind and they are sitting in the position of manager's post, they should be allowed to do that, isn't it? And it's up to you to whether join his team or somebody's team, or you won't have your own team. It's nature. So nature plays a very important role, isn't it? So that's what management. You are dealing with the conditioned nature of a person. There is one devotee who wants everything to be perfect. Do it. No. There is one devotee, I want to do 10 things, do imperfect chalega. No problem. As long as his consciousness is purified, consciousness is pure, no problem. So there the nature comes into role. There are some people who have a nature, let it. But that nature should be engaged in Krishna's service, but that should not be a problem for himself. Problem for himself. In the sense that you will achieve only those things which are in your karma. Isn't it? And you only get those results according to the way you have selected your line, isn't it? For example, somebody is a singer by nature. So he should not feel bad because somebody is speaking better Bhagavatam class than him, isn't it? He should be happy with his singing. So this is where the problem comes in. You in your area, you be perfect and be happy, no problem. Let him don't, as much as you have the right to have a desire to have some freedom, The others also have it. You cannot hold on to their rights and you want that right. It's not. That is not very much appreciated. So that should be avoided. That's the job of the senior management or spiritual master to make sure that you do yours, let him do yours, and we are there to take care of any problem is there. Then both of you. Okay, let's go further. Navaidam rajarsivarya chitram bhavat sukrishnam samanovartaseshu yadyasanam rajakritajushtam sadyo jagur bhagavada parshvakama. Oh, Parikshit, this is not very surprising. Na chitram idam rajarishivarya. Hey Rajashivarya, the best of the kings, Nachitram, there is no astonishment in this. There is no astonishment. Bhavatsu Kritsnam Samano Varteshu, because Samanuvarteshu, it is not a great astonishment for those who want to be with Krishna. And especially, you are born to whom? Born to? You are born in which family? Pandavas. You are born in the family of the Pandavas. So such great devotees, you are born in that line of in the Pandava family, and you are Krishnam, Bhavatsu Krishnam, and you are very much, all of you, means all those family members, Pandavas, they were all really much dedicated to Lord Krishna. And now, not only that, your parents also, your grandsisters also, what did they do? Sadyo Jahur Bhagavat Parshvakamaha. Sadyo Jahur means what did they do? Immediately gave up. For what? Desiring Bhagavat Parshaha, desiring the position of being Parshada of Krishna. So you are born in a great family, devoted family to Krishna, and they also gave up the kingdom just like that, giving up. They have learned to give up. And since you also born in the same kingdom, same family, so it is not a big thing for you because it has been a parampara. Giving up the kingship has been in your blood. So it is not a great astonishment for all of us, isn't it? It is not astonishing that you gave the throne which is decorated with helmets of many kings to achieve eternal association of personality of Godhead. Next. Sarve vayam tavadihasmaheta kalevaram yavadaso vihaya lokambaram mirjasaktam mishokam yasyastanyam bhagavata pradhanaha. Oh, sarve vayam, we all, tavada ihasmahetha, we are all going to be just iha asmahe. Iha means in this place. Asmahe, we will live here, we stay with you, we are going to be with you. No way. It is not that we just came to bless you, see you, and we are going to go back here. We are here to come and stay with you. As long as yavat, as long as kalevaram, also vihaya. As long as your prana, so means life, doesn't give up your body. And that means you don't leave your body. As long as your life air doesn't leave the body, we are going to lokambaram. And as long as you're going to be in this body, we will be here. As long as you will not leave the body and go where? Lokambaram. You attain Loka, the planet. What kind of planet it should be? Viraja Skam Viraja, where there is no Raja. Yat Nayatra Gokam Satyam Param Drimahi Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kohakam, where there is no Raja, Viraja. Vishoka, there is no Shoka, lamentation. Yes, yet Ayam Bhagavata Pradanaha. Ayam Bhagavata Pradanaha. Yasyat Ayam Bhagavata Pradanaha. So we'll see you, you're completely free from all and all kinds of lamentation, and you attain the planet where once go there, you will not return. So you go back to the planet, till the time we are here. So read the purport. Nice. The spiritual world is described.
Beyond the limitation of the material creation, which is compared to the cloud in the sky, there is the Paravyoma, or the spiritual sky, full of planets called Vaikunthas. Such Vaikuntha planets are also differently known as the Purushottam Loka, Achyuta Loka, Trivikram Loka, Rishikesha Loka, Keshav Loka, Aniruddha Loka, Madhav Loka, Pradyumna Loka, Sankarshana Loka, Sridhara Loka, Vasudeva Loka, Ayodhya Loka, Dwarka Loka, and many other millions of spiritual lokas wherein the personality of Godhead predominates. All the living entities there are liberated souls with spiritual bodies as good as that of the Lord. There is no material contamination. Everything there is spiritual, and therefore there is nothing objectively lamentable. They are full of transcendental bliss and are without birth, death, old age, and disease. And amongst all the above mentioned Vaikuntha Lokas, there is one supreme Loka called Golok Vrindavan, which is the abode of the Lord Sri Krishna and his specific associates. Maharaj Parikshit was destined to achieve this particular Loka, and the great rishis assembled there could foresee this. All of them consulted among themselves about the great departure of the great king, and they wanted to see him up to the last moment, because they would no more be able to see such a great devotee of the Lord. When a great devotee of the Lord passes away, there is nothing to be lamented because the devotee is destined to enter into the kingdom of God. But the sorry plight is that such great devotees leave our sight, and therefore there is every reason to be sorry. As the Lord is rarely to be seen by our present eyes, so also are the great devotees. The great rishis therefore correctly decided to remain on the spot till the last moment.
So they were so happy that we want to see how Parikshit Maharaj goes home back to Godhead. Passes away, there is nothing to be lamented. Next. This is a Parikshit. Okay, let me correct you here. There is a difference between incarnation and expansion, or vyuha. So what you're talking about, 24 vyuhas, they are expansions, not incarnations. There are 24 forms of Vishnu. Keshava, Narayana, Keshavadi, Chaturvimshati Rupani. Isn't it? They are all different. Yes.
So what is that? I want to know.
They are in the spiritual world. Krishna expands into Balaram, Balaram expands into Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Rudra and Vasudeva. They are four corners in Dwaraka. And the Sankarshana Dwaraka, the Pratham Chaturvyuha Sankarshana, expands himself into the Ditiya Chaturvyuha, the Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Rudra and Vasudeva. From Sankarshana, three forms come. Pradyumna, three forms come. In the three forms come. 4, 3 forms, 12. They are known as Dvadasha Nama. And these from these 4, 2 forms come. So they become 8. 4 plus 12 plus 8. They are all in different lokas of Vaikuntha lokas. That's why they are vyuha. No, they are not gatekeepers. They are the presiding. They are all expansions of Narayana himself. They are there in the center. And again, in all the 4 corners of Vaikuntha, there is Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Rudra and Vasudeva. Matsya is not in this. Matsya is different. This Matsya is different. Among the many vyuhas, few appear in this world. They are called incarnation. Okay? Okay, let's go further. आश्रुत्य तच्छ्रीषेर्गणवच ऋषिगणवच परीक्षेत् समं मदोच्योत्कुरु चाव्यलीकम् आभासितानभिमन्यन्ययुक्तं शुश्रूषमाणाश्चरतानि विष्णु चरितानि विष्णु. So after Ashrutya Tadrishi Gana Vachaha Parikshit, after hearing the words of these rishis, Samam Madhu Chud Guru Chavyarikam, and these words were Samam, number one, and number two, Madhu Chud, which was like nectar, flow of nectar. Number three, Guru Chavyalikam, they were guru. Guru means what is heavy, and they were true. Abhasati nam abhinandya yuktam. Then he spoke with the purpose of abhinandana. Abhinandana means to express his gratitude. He abhinandya yuktam shushrushamanam charitani Vishnu. Whole purpose was he has a great desire to hear charitani Vishnu. Now, if you examine those words spoken by the sages, they were samam, they were impartial, they were very equal. When they said, no, you are also here, as long as you are there, we will also be here. Samam. And then the words which were spoken by the sages were like the flow of honey, because they praised the devotee. And the words are also very guru, because they were devoid of any passion, by saying that you will go to Krishna's planet. You go. It's very. We want to see we want to be here to see that you go to other planet. I'll see you as long as we are here. I want to see you get out of the room, something like that. It's very, very viraja. You go to a planet where there is no shoka, there is no raja, like that. So in this way, their words were very, very nice. Bhavatsu Krishnam, and they were also some phrases which were only dedicated to the Lord. Bhagavat Parshvakamaha, they desired association with the Lord. Bhagavat Parshvakamaha. In this way, so many words were spoken by the sages which were very nice, very soothing, and which was very apt. Samagata sarvata eva sarve vedayatamurti dharastri prishte nehatananutra chanartha rite prasanugrahanam atmashilam paranugrahanam atmashilam. Samagata sarvata eva sarve. Then he started speaking, Parikshit Maharaj. He says, Samagata, you all gathered here, survey, and you have come from so many places. And not only you are just ordinary sages, you are Veda Yatha Murti Dharastri Prishte. You are all personified Vedas. Actually, you are learned in Vedas. And Yathamurti Triprishte, and you are on the topmost planet, Satyaloka. Some people have come from Satyaloka also. And Nehatanamutracha Kaschanartha. Rite, you have no other desire or goal except to give mercy to others. Para-anugraham. It is not that you have come for some special purpose. You have individual, you have own desire to come. You have some swartha. No. You have come here from all the places. You are all great sages. You have come here for what? Para-anugraham. for showering mercy to others in the world. Anugraham, Paranugraham, Atmashilam. And this nature of yours, and this is actually nature of yours, not that you have come here exclusively for me to show mercy unto me. You actually do this only everywhere. And now I am fortunate that you all come here. That. Next. Next. Tatascha pracham imam viprache nishramya vipraiti krityatayam sarvatmanam riyamanaischa krityam sudham satatram rishapiyukta tatascha vai pracham imam vipaschite. Oh. So I am asking for your mercy. I want your mercy. Vishrabhya vipra iti krityatayam. Now, because I have got great faith in your mercy, please tell. Please tell me. Please tell me. What should I tell? Mriyamanaischa krityam. What should a person do, especially when he is about to die? Shuddham cha tatra mrishabdabhiyukta. And especially those activities a person is supposed to do at the time of death. Specifically, general duties also you tell, but specifically, what is a person supposed to do at the time of death? That was his question basically. Next. Tatra bhavad bhagavan vyasaputro yadrichayagamat monupakshiksha alakshalingo nijalabhatushto Vritascha balair avadhuta vesha. When he asked this question, it says at the time who came? Who came? Sukadeva Goswami, Vyasaputro, Bhagavan, Tatra, Bhavat. Tatra, in that place, Abhavat, he came. Who came? Bhagavan, who is Vyasaputraha, who is addressed as Bhagavan. How did he come? Yadrichaya. Yadrichaya means? His own desire. Just came. Gam Mano anapekshaha. Anapekshaha. He was roaming around in the earth. Atmana anapekshaha. Anapekshaha is completely disinterested. Alaksha lingaha. He was not to be recognized by others as a great personality. Nijalabhatushtaha. He is self-satisfied, but nobody could recognize it. They thought he is a mad person. Vritha balaihi avadhuta veshaha. Avadhuta vesha means he was practically naked. And Vritha balai, all the children were surrounding him there. Hey, somebody, 16-year-old boy, running around without clothes. They all children also were behind him. So that was the condition of Sukadeva Goswami. Tam veshtavarsham sukumara pada kororubaham shakapola gatram charayatakshodnatulya karna subhru ananakumbha sujata kantam. His beauty is described. He was dve ashta varsham, 2 into 8. Ashta means 8, dve, 2 8s or see. Varsham sukumara pada. His legs were sukumara, very delicate. Karo bahvamsha kapola gatram. And his legs, hands, thighs, arms, shoulders, forehead and all parts of the body were delicately formed. Eyes were very beautiful. Aksha, sarvak, tyakshano tulya karna, Karna was tulya, not that one was big, one was small, proportional, it was tulya. Subru Ananam, he has nice, wonderful eyebrows, nice, beautiful face. And Kambu, his neck was very nice. Kambu Kantam was very nice. And Kambu Kantam, Kanta was like a conch shell. It was nicely built. Next. Nigodajatrum Pritutungavakshanam Avartanabhim Manivalgudarncha Digambaram Vakravikirnakesham Pralambabahum Sanuttamambam. So his collarbones were fleshy, his chest broad and thick, his navel was deep. These are all the Mahapurush Lakshanas. The 32 Lakshanas of Mahapurusha in one book called Samudrika Lakshana Shastra. The arms were long, curly hair, shown with beautiful face, and he was naked, and his hue of his body reflected that of Krishna. He was bluish in complexion. That is the color of Sukadeva Goswami. Next, further description of his complexion. Shyamam sadapi vyavayonga lakshmya strinam manognya ruchirasmitena pratyuttidaste munayas saswamityas tallakshana jnanamapi godavarsham. So a dark complexion, blackish complexion, blue, very beautiful due to his youth. Because of glamour of this body and his attractive smile, he was pleasing to women. Though he tried to cover the natural glories, the great sages present there were all expert in the art of physiognomy. Lakshanagnaha. Just now I spoke about one book, Samudrika Lakshana Shastra. They are Lakshana. I mean, they knew this book very well. And Lakshana Shastras have been known by every person, as a drama director, dance teacher, they should know whom to select for what. Who can become Krishna in your drama? Who can become Radharani in your drama? Who can become Hiranyakashipu? You cannot call a thin boy like the Hiranyakashipu came. You cannot have that. You should know what are the Lakshanas, which is very great big science. That is why Lakshanagnya api Guda Varsham. Even though those who are Lakshanagnya, expert, for him also, they could not understand him and so honored by him. Next. Savishnurato Utitaya Gataya Tasmai Saparyam Shisa Jahara Tato Nivritta Hi Adudashtriyorbaka Mahasane Sopavishesha Pujita. So, Parikshit Maharaj is known as Vishnurata, one who is protected by Vishnu always. What did he do? He bowed his head to receive the chief guest. Tasmai Saparyam Shirasa Jahara. Shirasa Jahara. He put his head down and paid obeisances to Sukadeva Goswami. At that time, what happened? Tato Nivritta hi Adbhuta Shriyo Adbhuta Striyo Arbaka. All those women and children who were running behind, they all, what happened? Nivritta. They all vanished. They all went away. They thought, hey, what is this? This big king is paying obeisances to him. Bhago, idhar se, arey, humne aparadh kar diya. Something like that. They all Nivritta. Mahasane, there was a big asana was kept, Mahasane. Sopa Vivesha, he sa Upavivesha means make them sit. Pujita. And Sukadeva Goswami sat on his seat and he was worshipped by Parikshit Maharaj. Next. Sambritas Tatra Mahan Mahiyasam Brahmarshirajarasi Devarsi Sanghai Vochavatmalam Bhagavan Yatendur Krahar Katara Nikarai Paritaha. So, Sukadeva Goswami, he is greatest among all, Mahan Mahiyasham. He's Mahan. Among the great, he is the great. The greatest of the great sages. Samavrit, he was covered. Means all the sages were just like Samavritta. Who are the sages? Brahma Rishi, then you have Rajarishi, then Devarishi. Devarishi headed by Narada. Brahma Rishi is Vashishta, and so many Rajarishis were there. And Vyarocatalam Bhagavan Yatendu. And he was looking like Indu. Indu means Yatha Indu. He's looking like Indu means sun, moon. Moon is very prominent among the Graha. Graharkshatara Nikarai Paritaha. When the moon rises, all the stars they lose their brightness. All the grahas they lose their brightness. All the grahas like Venus and all these things they lost. So all these sages were like stars and planets in front of whom? Sukadeva Goswami. And who is there? Vyasa is also there, Narada is also there.
Prove this children chasing Shukdev Goswami earlier and then running away. So I always wonder about this. Is there any metaphor or some symbolic meaning behind this or what?
They could not understand he's a self-realized soul. Inside self-realization, but his akriti he was naked, just not taken birth and he's running. So to show that how a great personality should not be judged by outward appearance.
Hare Krishna. In that assembly, all like very, very great sages are there, like Narada, Vyasa and all. So, like, how is it that Shukadeva Goswami is highlighted as the moon? Is it his, like, he being the parrot of Srimati Radharani? Is that the reason?
There is no other way. He's the parrot of Srimati Radharani.
That is the main reason.
There is no.
Okay.
Even Vyasa was astonished to hear the Bhagavatam from Shukadeva Goswami. Sukamukad Amrita Dravasamyutam. What a line it is. When you hear Bhagavatam, remember this line. Sukamukad Amrita Dravasamyutam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam. When you chant the verse, when you think of the verse, you should think in this way. Pibata, put a pause there. The syntax there. Because when you chant, you should not do that. But when you are thinking for yourself, you should think, Pibata, drink it. Which you should drink? Bhagavatam. Why you should drink? Rasamalayam. Sukamukad Amrita Dravasamyutam. It is flowing. And Vyasa was astonished.
Just the contextual, trying to understand. So, like when Parikshit declared that now I am going to fast, and he asked them that, please tell me what is the duty. So it's like he is prepared to hear Krishna Katha. So I mean, just to understand, in case let us say Shukadeva Goswami did not come, then it's like some other sage would have spoken Krishna Katha. Would it have been like that, Prabhuji?
It is described later that how, when it is actually in one of the commentaries, the sages were discussing on what should we tell. By the time they saw Shukadeva Goswami came. They were discussing actually, what should we... He told all the sages, you discuss and tell me what I'm supposed to do. One said, no, you should do tapasya, one sage were doing, they were all discussing many things. By the time Shukadeva Goswami came. That's the whole... if you want to imagine the scene, this is the scene. This is a pictorial. Somebody wants to make a movie, they can make a movie like this kind of thing. Okay. Prashantamasena makuntamedasam munim ripo bhagavato biguptita paramya murja bhiviha kritanjalir natva girashmutanu uchyata. So, Prashantamasena makuntamedasam, our Shukadeva Goswami was sitting very peacefully. Akuntamedasam, he had unlimited intelligence, knowledge. Munim ripo bhagavato vipetya. this Sukadeva Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj approached this Muni, Abhyupaitya, Pranamya, he paid obeisances, Murdhya, Vilikta Kritanjali, he folded his hands with respect, and Natva Gira, Natva, paying obeisances, Gira, he spoke these words, Sunrutyanu Prachata. Sunrutya means very sweet words, he started speaking. Parikshit Maharaj is asking questions. Aho adyavayam brahman satsevaya kshatrabandavaha kritayatiti rupena bhavadbhistyakaha krita yesham samsparanat pumsam. So, aho adyavayam brahman. Aho, he says, adya vayam, now, hey Brahman, we are loban kshatriyas. We are actually useless people. Loban kshatriyas. You, by your mercy, you have sanctified us. Kripaya atiti rupena, you came to us, our place. And bhavadbhis tirtaka krita, you made our house into a tirtaka, means you made our place into, turned into a pilgrimage by your presence as a guest. By your mercy, we who are but unworthy royalty. Unworthy royalty means Satsevya, Kshatra Bandavaha, we are Kshatra Bandhus, become eligible to serve devotees. That is how, because of your mercy, you came here and we have opportunity to serve. Yes, that is where they are sitting. They came for him. This is Divya Drishti, that Parikshit Maharaj is going to come there and Sukadeva Goswami is about to come. That is where they all came. They had their Divya Drishti. They are waiting and they knew this is going to happen. They had the Divya Drishti. They are not ordinary people. They are sages. They can see. Rishayaha mantra drishtaraha. They can see mantras and want to speak of some bhavishya. Isn't it? Esham samsparanatum sam sadhya sudhyanti vai griha kim punar darshana sparsha pada sauchasanadibihi. So then Parikshit Maharaj goes further, says, Yesham samsparan, just by thinking about a great personality like you, sadhya sudhyanti vai griha. In the house, the Grihasthas, by thinking about Sukadeva Goswami, a great saint like Sukadeva Goswami, Sadhya Shuddhanti, immediately the whole house becomes sanctified. Then what to speak of when the great saint come to their house? And kin punar darshana sparsha pada saucha asanadibihi. When somebody comes, you give an asana. Then you make them, you wash their feet, you have darshan. When such a great opportunity we have got to purify, just by thinking somebody can get purified, thinking about Sukadeva Goswami, his great fortune of having darshan of yours, etc. That is a great. Next. Sannidhyate mahayogin patakani mahatmapi sadhyo nashyanti vaipumsam vishnoriva suretara. Sadhyo nashyanti. Immediately all are destroyed. What is destroyed? Patakani. Patakani means sins. What kind of patakani? Mahantyapi, even though it may be very great patakani. How sannidhyat te mahayogin. Sannidhyat means nearness. How? Example. What is the example? Vishnur iva suretara. Means like as soon as Vishnu comes, all the demons are destroyed. In the same way, just by nearness to you, all the sins, even though it may be a very big sin, by killing a brahmana, killing a baby, all these things are completely destroyed. Yes.
In the previous verse, it's mentioned that we are eligible to serve devotees. By your mercy, who unworthy royalties have become eligible to serve the devotees. So what service he is doing like in this case? Hearing service.
Shushrusha. Shushrusha has got three meanings. The external meaning is to hear. But how do you hear? With humility. So Sushrusha also means humility. And even though you are humble and hearing, if you don't serve,
then the knowledge will not work. Like Tad Vidhi Pranipadena.
so tad vidhi you to me, apite Bhagavan Pritaha, Krishna Pandusapriya, Paitri se swasye prityartham, for the purpose of that priti, tat gotrasyattabandava. Next. Anyatha te vyaktaгаter darshanam na katam nranam nitaram riyamananam samsiddhasya niyasam. Otherwise, anyatha, if I am not born in this family of the Pandavas, anyatha, te avyaktagater darshanam nahakatam nrinam. How can people like us can have darshan of you, katam? That too at the time of mriyamananam nitaram. Maybe sadhu may go to somebody's house to get some dakshina. But if he gets the news that he's going to die, will he go for dakshina or what? No, isn't it? Okay, marne ke baad jayenge, abhi nahi jayenge. They may think like that. But I'm just about to leave the body. And at that time, you can. And your movements are not even known to you, what to speak of anybody else. It is not that, okay, I'll go to Parikshit. It's not like you are totally transcendental. And you are very nitaram mriyamananam samsiddhasya vaniyashaha. Samsiddhasya vaniyashaha. You came by your own will. Did I give an invitation? Oh, no. It's actually great mercy. You have attained perfection. You don't have to go to somebody else, somebody place to attain perfection. We have already attained perfection. And still you have come. It is just because of my connection to Pandavas. Pandavas' affection for Krishna. And that affection he is showing to me by sending you. Atha prichami samsiddhim yoginam paramam gurum purushasyeha yat karyam riyamanasya sarvata. Ataha, that is why I am asking you, prichami samsiddhim, what is the perfection? Yoginam paramam gurum, O paramam guru, topmost guru of all the yogis. Purushasyeha, for a person in this world, what is that perfection of life? Yat karyam, what he is supposed to do to attain perfection, especially mriyamanasya, for attaining perfection for a man who is especially about to die. You can speak about the perfection of life for a person who is normally living, but especially a person about to die, at that time, what is one supposed to do? Isn't it? Yes.
Sukdev Goswami is seen superior to those rishis. So just because he appeared now, he's switching from these speakers to him.
Yeah.
So is it not an etiquette, breaking the etiquette?
Yeah, the sages are also waiting for Sukadeva Goswami. Definitely is a break of etiquette, provided that you are the person, those who are there, they are quite senior. It's a breach of etiquette. Etiquette means that the senior should speak, simple. Or when the senior orders, that person should speak. And by the appearance of Sukadeva Goswami, all the sages accepted him to be Guru. You tell now. Because they were still discussing. Discussion was going on. They thought our conclusion will never be there. So you only speak. They already accepted it. So Parikshit Maharaj asked them. So as an etiquette, Maryada Vitikram should not be done. Okay? Yes.
You were telling in the before lecture, previous days, that Parikshit Maharaj, because he had done his Shatra Dharma very nicely, and he was being blessed by Uddhava to protect.
Started, yeah.
So that's why he blessed him at that time only, that you will get this opportunity to hear in future. So my point is that when we say this causeless mercy, like everything has its like kind of a reason behind it. So here also can we say that Shukdev Goswami coming
Again
here?
the same thing. Say you may deserve, that is why you got. But you should not feel I deserve. I got it by the mercy. Got it? It's a final sentiment. So yeah, I got the mercy because I deserve. So if you deserve and get, that is not called mercy. Mercy means something which you get without deserving. Actually, we don't deserve anything. Whatever we get, it is only mercy. You may think that I deserve, that is I got, then that is a problem. Even though you may deserve it. But still what we should think is, I don't deserve, but still I got.
Of course, that's the right thinking, but I am just asking as a fact of...
Definitely. Who is more desirable for hearing Bhagavatam than Parikshit? If he had not been desirable, not deserved, why would Krishna send Sukadeva Goswami to speak Bhagavatam to him?
And another question is this, what is the significance of this Digambaram? Because there is a class of society like the...
You should know Sanskrit for that. Dik Ambara. Dik means directions. Ambara means cloth. One who has directions as cloth, as their dress. So, ये नंगा है. This is not the way to tell. There should be particular way. The sages, how they say, we want Parikshit, we will wait here till you die. Is it the way to tell or what? We'll wait here till you attain the abode of Vishoka and Viraja. They way to tell things, isn't it? So there's a problem of a person who learnt English in the school when he was 5-year-old. Because the first dosage of education, if you get that English language, it can never happen in your life. Gone, you are murdered to understand the finer sentiments of life. That is why wherever you go and preach, ask them not to send their children to these kindergartens. Let them learn their native language. If they are Telugu born, they are born to speak Telugu. They are not born to speak English. They can learn English, Spanish, everything they can learn later, not now. First is teach them Sanskrit or your own language, because they're very close to Sanskrit. So you are murdering the sentiments of the kids by sending them to these kindergartens and then teach them these phonetics, the way they talk, and then they did storytelling, and it's all so total bogus. You're destroying the finer sentiments. Because this language is so inadequate that you cannot express the finer emotions, sentiments. That is why they have to do all this dancing. You have seen small kids telling storytelling. They have to do all kinds of dance and then tell. If you teach them Marathi, you go to Marathi schools, when they tell a story, with their eyes, with their expressions, with their words, they can express the sentiment. They don't have to do all kinds of dance, Bharatanatyam, to express. That is a language. You heard, you just see, of course, these are thoughts which are right from my, many years I've been contemplating this. When His Holiness Radha Govind Das Goswami gives class, he expresses the finer sentiments without movement of anything, isn't it? Because he has the command over the language which is native. But if you see some wonderful class, but some Westerner giving class, they go around like this, they jump and howl, and then do mimicry. Because what to do? For in English, if you are to say that when the peacock saw the clouds, it became very happy and started dancing. And for that, they should do like this. The peacocks are dancing. But in Hindi or in any language, you can just tell that, and it is a chitrikarana. in the mind of the people. In the mind of the people, automatically they can visualize this thing. You getting the point? So, learn your native language at least. Speak in that language. When you two Marathis meet, don't speak in English. Then two Telugu people meet, speak in your language. It's not that improves your. It's a fact. I'm telling you that it's a fact. I'm just speaking the class in English just because I'm just trying to speak. I've been told to speak like that. But you develop by speaking your own native language, you will develop finer sentiments of life. You can express that. Okay, let's go further. Yachruttavyam atho japyam yat kartavyam rivi prabho smartavyam bhajaniyam va bruhi yadva vipartyayam. Please tell me what men should hear. Shrotavyam, chant, japavyam, and then kartavyam, nribhi prabho, smartavyam, that means to remember, bhajaniyam, worship. At the same time, viparyayam, what they should not hear, what they should not remember, what they should not worship. So both. What should be worshipped, who should be worshipped, not. Who should be remembered, who should not be remembered. Both. Viparyayam, tell me that it not be heard, chanted, worshipped. This is my question. Then, Nunam bhagavato brahman griheshu grihamedinam nalakshate hi avasthanam abhigodohanam kvachit. Now your glory is this, O Brahmana. You go to householder's house and you don't stay for a longer time. Only stay for godohanam. As long as they milk the cow, they give some milk. So I want that you tell me all these things. Here, Parikshit Maharaj says it is very rare opportunity I've got. So you be here, stay with. You stay, not even for some time, but here you have to stay. Now I got a great opportunity of associating with you, so please speak to me. Next. Sutta Uvacha. Evam abhashita prishta sarajñas akshanaya gira pratyabhashata dharmagyo Bhagavan Badarayini. So in this way, when the king asked these questions, Prishtaha Sarajna Salakshanaya Gira. So what is the meaning of Salakshanaya Gira? Sweet words. Even if you just close your eyes, do meditation, and hear this sound, Salakshanaya Gira, sweet words, there's a difference. There's a difference in the sound itself. You just ask a person neither who knows English nor Sanskrit, which one you liked most? The very sound itself. Salakshanaya gira, pratyabhashata dharmagnya. The Dharmagyo, this Sukadeva Goswami, who is a son of Vyasa, Vaiyasiki, Badarayanihi, Bhagavan is a great personality who is Dharmagya, who knows. What did he do? Pratyabhashata. He started speaking in the second canto. That is how. The second canto starts with what? Sri Sukadeva Vacha, Sri Suko Vacha. So second canto starts. Sukadeva Goswami doesn't speak a single word in first canto of Bhagavatam. So, Parikshit, Sukha, Milan is discussed. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yeah, you have a question.
Prabhuji, extending the topic that you had, that language. So, Sumitrananda Pant, I think he said that कोस कोस पर बदले पानी चार कोस पर बानी. in India, it is a culture that every course the taste of water will be changed, and every 4 course the language will be changed. But since the evolution of Hindi and English is there, so much use of Hindi and English, so these mother tongues, local languages, they are dying. Is it a fact?
It's a fact. Hindi also, if you speak, you should speak the Hindi which is Sanskritized, or which has its base in Sanskrit, not the Bollywood Hindi. Bollywood Hindi is anti-Hindu, anti-Hindi. So never do that. Don't watch this. Don't use these Urdu words. Though Urdu was born in Lucknow, it is not Pakistani. It is not Kashmiri. You know that? Yes, when the Turkish came, they wanted a language which was common. So they invented these two. One is Hindi, other one is Urdu. Yeah. These two languages were invented. So Hindi has no history of, it has only history of how much? 2000 years back, you show me one book written in Hindi. There was only Prakrit, Sanskrit. There is a book in Tamil which is written more than 5000 years back, even before Divya Prabandhas. Gujarati books were also there. Gurjara Pradesha is there, so Gujarati is there. Is that history? Telugu, so many. They found a book written in Telugu which is 8,000 years. There is inscriptions in Telugu, the Cholas. So language is very important because that is a communication. Communications is a bridge for relationships. If you want relationships to be nice, then your communication should be nice. If the communication is Rajasic and Tamasic language, then problem. Okay, yes. Samskrita. Sanskrit.
Regarding this language only, like suppose I'll tell my case. Like suppose I'm a Hindi speaking person, as per the birthplace, I have to communicate with a Telugu speaking devotee. So sometimes I don't know, means expression of my speech when I speak, say sometimes in Hindi, the front person feels little hurt because of the tone.
Only Tamilians do that. Stalin's chelas.
So when I speak to the front person, I feel more comfortable in speaking in English. That is like seems to be more mild than the way I am speaking the native language. So how is it so?
You speak to a Telugu person in Hindi. A Telugu person speaks to you in Telugu. They will be more confused. Then you imagine the pain he has. That I did when I was in hostel. I had no idea what is Hindi. Is it? I'm from South India. So one boy came and spoke to me in Hindi. And I replied in Telugu. Hey, what are you speaking? Then I also can say, what are you speaking? So, it may be your Rashtra Bhasha, but my Madhra Bhasha is different. So, the thing is, for that, people have substituted English. Unfortunately, it should have been substituted with Sanskrit. Or Sanskritized Hindi. Sanskritized Hindi. If you speak Hindi based on Sanskrit, any Tamilian, everybody can understand. I was hearing many years back, I went to Gujarat, Ahmedabad temple. Yashomati Nandan Prabhu was giving a Gujarati class in Gujarati. At that time, I was not even knowing Hindi properly. Now I do Bhagavad Gita in Hindi, but at that time, people used to come and hear my class for enjoyment. Bolti hai, bolta hai, all these things. Well, no, you're laughing. That's how linguistic enjoyment they used to get. So what I was saying? I was and I was hearing and understanding every word. He was giving a Gujarati class because he's very high class Gujarati. He is a Brahmana and original Gujarati. And I could understand everything in spite of I not knowing Hindi. Why? Because Sanskritized. Because all the language very close to Sanskrit, except those conjunctions and all words, everything. Nice, we can. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Of course, we don't say now Prabhuji came out of busy schedule, but nor I can give a vote of thanks in Telugu because none of you can understand, very few can understand. So, I'd like to express, if I give in Hindi, then same, you will also have a lot of fun. So, like Talashri, I give class, many people like it because it is funny. So we'd like to express our gratitude from core of our heart because Prabhuji shared very valuable insights. I'm very sure that all of you had a lot of deep applications and very deep insights. So we'd like to thank Prabhuji by loudly chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.